Hello, stock traders. I hope all of you had a great weekend and are ready to tackle this market. And in today's video, I am going to cover the SPY ETF and different levels and things to watch for, and do that constant reminder that we are taking a look at, and now we are starting to see some positive momentum on the S&P 500. So looking for a great week, hoping that this continues. The insiders are loading large, which usually is the beginning of a bull run. And so I like that. Like to see all those insider transactions of large size that are going on right now. I'm also going to give you two stocks that I like based on those insider transactions, and there's been some really big ones to choose from and a lot of great things to look at in this video. You will want to stay till the end to get my stock picks, and they should do very well. But before I get going, if you could do me a favor, please hit that most amazing But before I get going, if you could do me a favor, please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button. Also, if you haven't done so before, please subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you get notified when a new video comes out. I do have a Twitter account if you want to follow me on that. I have a link in the description down below. Also have a Patreon group in the link in the description down below. This is just a small amount of stock picks that I do each and every day, and if you want those in real time, you will want to be a member to get access to that private Discord. This last week was a very profitable week for my callouts. Overall did pretty well, and liking that to continue. A 75% win rate with an average gain per pick of right around 1.7%. Now usually that is a lot better. 70% average win rate is what I average, with an average gain per pick of 3%. So looking forward to continuing that on this next week. Let's get into the S&P 500 SPY ETF and take a look at what is going on. So let's go to the chart. And as we do, as you can see, this was a very bullish Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday as we bounced really nicely off of this level of support, this ascending level of support. So you can see how I did that, how I connected these different lines, and these have been some key levels to bounce off of. And so we are working in this bullish channel, and we are still in a bullish channel. This is still a bullish wave. Now we had a 1, 2, 3, and then a real short little 4, and then up here, and then an ABC correction right here. So that is looking pretty normal in liking this for continued movement upwards. It might have been 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, but you know, the market is definitely moving up, and so we're seeing some good momentum here. So moving up past this 400 was really big. Getting above this 200 SMA is going to continue to be large, and so we shall see what happens as we get up to those levels. We have some different gaps up here to the upside. We have a gap up here at 422. We have another gap that is still up here that has not been filled. That's at 436, and so that one's been there for a while. And we have this little tiny gap here at 426. So 426, 436, and 422. Now levels, we opened up a new gap to the downside that comes down to 400, and so that is interesting right there that we formed that. So we could see this come back down, close this, and go up higher. But some levels to watch if as we get going. So some different levels to watch as you get going into this week. If we get below 392, I think that level is now moving up this ascending line. Getting below 392 spells trouble for the S&P 500. That would be something to watch for. You would want to get very risk off if that were to happen. Not expecting that to happen. We have coming up on Tuesday, we have CPI data coming up, and that looks like, at least I think, will be very positive. And so we shall see that comes out at 9:30 Eastern. 8:30 Eastern. I think it's 8:30 Eastern. Anyway, it comes out this next Tuesday, and so that's something to watch for in pre-market to see how that goes. The market will move big in either direction, most likely, depending upon that particular number, but expecting with gas and oil prices for that coming down, for that also to come down in price. So we shall see. Hopefully we can get good news and we can continue on this bull run. All right, so let's get into these two stocks that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. The very first one that we're going to want to take a look at, and this is on huge insider activity. This is ASAN Incorporated, ticker symbol ASAN, and the CEO has been loading shares for a long time, massive and massive amounts. Well, CEO was not messing around after earnings and invested $350 million in open market. Wow. $350 million is a very large insider purchase. Of course, we have these bullish things. We had earnings here, and obviously we had this massive amount of volume. Most of that was probably him. So that's really interesting. We had come down here and really gotten down here, and now with this big pop, getting up close to overbought levels, but the level I like for this to pop to would be $29. $28, $29 right in that area for a little over a 15% gain after this huge amount of insider activity, I think would be reasonable. And so I like this. I'm going to be buying this immediately on Monday morning. And so you are probably watching this video on Monday morning when it gets completed. And so lots of bullish things happening here, and with the CEO buying shares in that type of volume. I'm going to be buying also. I like that conviction that is within that purchase, and so I like that very much. Even though the CEO is extremely wealthy, $350 million is still a lot of money. Even if you are extremely wealthy, that is a lot of confidence moving forward. All right, the next one I want to point out, and this has multiple officers buying in open market. This is also way oversold in my opinion. So I like this stock for a nice move. So we have two directors loading shares. We have a CEO loading shares also, all at a $15.02 average. And the company that I'm talking about is Elanco Animal Health, ticker symbol ELNA. And so I really like to see multiple officers loading in open market. This is probably a value buy, considering that we were so oversold that all of those officers said, yeah, I'm going to buy at that. That is extreme panic. That is blood in the streets. Our company is worth more than that. And so I'm going to put my own money on that. So I like that. I like those transactions. I like multiple officers going in. They see the value in it. I see the value here too. I mean, this is pretty ridiculous. Look at how oversold it got. I mean, just ridiculous. And this has just been falling and falling from 25. As we go to the weekly chart, you can see that it was at 35, and this has just been a slow and steady move downwards, and it is just such a fantastic buy. I will be loading shares on this Monday morning, trying to get some in pre-market. If you have some shares you want to sell for me for way too cheap, I would love to buy those from you. But anyway, I will be looking for an entry point and expecting really good things out of this. As far as gaps up to the upside, we have a gap here at 1880 that is very compelling. We could see a move up to that level, which would be about a 20% gain moving up here from insider activity. So I like this one for that move. And there is another gap up here at 2212. But we shall see how the momentum is on this on Monday morning. But at first, I plan on buying this, and this should be a really good mover. Really good mover for all of us if you decide to take a position on that. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I am someone who's had a lot of success following the vital few versus the trivial many. The vital few are the insiders within the company who know it so well, who know their own company so well, the managing directors and officers of their own company. When they buy shares, I like to buy shares also, especially when they do it in open market transactions. I wish you all the best on the stock market. Hope all of you have a fantastic week. And Raythoven out.